Welcome back to the district, guys. We are starting my favorite project today. There's a lot of stuff to do and there's a lot of parts. However, it's a fairly easy build. Meredith built this car, VR swapped it, did all of the cool, the Mars Red paint and the Maserati bi-turbo wheels and the Mark II GTI interior and all that on this car in like 2015, 14. And then the car sat for almost 7 years. So all of the seals need to be redone. And I don't even know if it runs yet because it hasn't been started in forever. I mean, there was not even rear brake. There wasn't any rear brakes at all. There's no bearing. We got, let's take a look at some of the parts. Don't mind the bike. Yeah, boy, this shit's back and running on me. Got the bike up and running, you feel me, dog? I'm about to take this shit and go riding on me. All right, so the first things first is we got to redo like all of the rotational things in this car, right? So that includes the hubs, the brakes, and all that kind of stuff. You got to be able to move, roll around, and stop. So what I've got today is 3x100 Mark II Jetta GLI rotors. So as you can see, it's 3-lug. We got new hubs and bearings for these. So I got these guys and I got these guys. We want to keep it 4x100. So I just got all 4 new wheel bearings and hubs. The cool thing, and also, by the way, thank you very much, Michael Brill, for these the front carriers for the Jetta GLI. As you know, the Golf carriers have a built-in brake carrier to the hub. So want to get rid of all that shit. No, we don't want any of that. We want the good stuff. With these, you can run actually, instead of 236 millimeter brakes, you can run, I think it was like 256. So you get 20 millimeter bigger brakes, which is not a huge, big, upgrade, but the carriers can unlock the ability to run bigger stuff, like more brake options and whatnot. So that's really what we were trying to get away with. If we're going to do upgrades, we're going to upgrade the base and start building from there. And then for the rears, thank you very much to Justin Whitmer from DCI VW, and he gave us stub axles, Mark IV rear calipers, and also a 5x100 set of brake rotors that are also the hub and have the bearings and all that in them. Since this is a 4x100 front, that's a 5x100 rear, I went ahead and took the time and got us 4x100 rear hubs and rotors. One of my buddies has Coney coilovers for us, and I'm going to start replacing things like bushings and whatnot, and just slowly start replacing all the things I need in this car. The beautiful part about a Mark II, and I'll show you in a second, is there's literally not much to it. It bolts up, like the whole front suspension bolts up with 3 bolts. What else we got? We got a new tensioner, which we're going to need for the accessory belt. And this is extremely important if you were a Mark II or if you were a VR6 owner and you want to run no AC compressor because it's Mark II. Like, this thing doesn't seal anything. You're in a tin can. You need a 1290 millimeter belt. So we got a Gates belt, and it is it's a 7 rib. So hopefully the 7 rib is going to be the right size belt that we need. But we're going to try it with by taking out the AC compressor and then just running the route that way. These are the 2 Jetta GLI front calipers. For the rears, we have Mark IV aluminum rear brakes. And thank you very much for Justin. He got pretty much new pads for these, and the lines look good. These were already on his Mark II, his I believe Calypso green, or which other green was it? Oh, it was a Montana green, sorry, not Calypso. It was a Montana green car, so we had those painted. We have some fuel line, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. And a whole bunch of stuff like fuel and whatnot. Oh, and then also, thanks to Justin, Fabulous Motorsport, Corrado VR6, what's it called? Fan or radiator shroud. This is gonna come in clutch because I want to do the conversion to SPAL fans to make it more slim, give me some more room in the event I go turbo or ITB. Let's start with the basics. So we got fuel line here. And the reason why we have fuel line, so we have a new fuel tank. And the reason why we have a new fuel tank is because this is for a Mark III Golf or Corrado. And the reason for that is the Mark IIs have two pumps. They have an inboard and they have an inline. And the inline pump that sits up in front of the rear subframe is sometimes a huge, like, no, it just doesn't, sometimes it's a culprit. It's an additional thing that we don't want in the fuel system. With the Mark III or the VR6 Corrado fuel system, you eliminate that extra pump as you just run the one that's in tank. And that's kind of what we want to do. We want to take away, you know, make it less complex to make it easier to diagnose. You don't need to have cardboard to do this, but this is very old school and I love doing it because it just kind of is my flow path of how I do things. If you want to use like Jira or Confluence to start writing tickets, go ahead, be my guest. If you want to use any other CRM or agile software management, feel free to do so, as long as you get the job done. That's all that matters, right? All right, so this is what we got here. We have the front hub that I have. This is just one side of it. We pressed in some new bearings, and I gotta get new ball joints because the previous owner dinged that one up pretty good, but that's okay. So these are the new front hub spindles. Before I start doing the front suspension and the suspension in general, I'm waiting for like coilovers and whatnot. We're gonna go take a look at this gas tank because it's kind of a pain in the ass. So as you can see, I kind of already started taking the tank out or the pump out, but we're gonna try to, what the heck? Oh, that scared the hell out of me. We're gonna take this guy off because this is ancient. So this is black now, but it was all coated in like what looked like rubble because it's freaking, this is I think the OG pump from 1992. Doctor, pepper your Angus. That's rust in the metal lines. No way. And the metal part of the underneath the thing, it just rusted straight off. Yo, we're just gonna cut that because there's no saving this. And just as I expected, and just as she told me, there's our broken pump. She said that it was either full tank or half tank, or no tank. There was no in between. Fuel sender's broken, and that gas is full. Oh my God. Well, Meredith, I found your problem with your fuel. Oh. Gross, dude, that gas is just orange. Look at that. Do myself yeah, make sure I'm looking good. Sweet. 10-year-old gas. And that way I know. Well, I fucking throw that away. Probably use that to clean that old tank. Oh, let's take a look. Well, good luck. Just is it today? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Brother, that is lefty tighty. More like lefty fighty. This is the old Mark II outboard pump. Because if I don't really care if the bolts or the straps break, I got new straps. That's all that holds this tank in? Bro. Holy shit. Your tank is held by 3 straps on a fucking Mark II, dude. We got the new tank mounted up. There's the hole for it right meow. And that, so the one thing that I forgot was that the harness connector and the freaking, the O-ring and the lock ring is different from the Mark III to the Mark II. So I'm waiting for parts again and I hate it. So the thing is, me being El Stupido was getting ahead of myself and forgot to start recording. So let's go. After the Mark III pump, I believe this is from the tank. This goes out through the pump. This pushes outwards to the filter, and then this goes to the fuel rail. Right there. So, probably gonna end up putting some new lines and shit in here. Dude, this is gross. And then I gotta figure out where to put this fuel filter. Well, not this fuel filter. We're definitely getting a new fuel filter because God knows how old this is. I got the bike running. This thing is my favorite. Well, it's cold, but it runs and the clutch works. So fucking pumped about it. Oh damn, that's hot. So while I wait for more parts, I took apart both these little shelf lids. I'm gonna pull these rear struts off on the rear. And for the front, so it's a weird thing, right? You need this little 22 mil to sit on the top. Well, there's a trick to this. So anyways, you wanna put something on here and you put something right here to hold the inside of the strut to make it, or keep it from moving. And then you rotate that while pushing this clockwise. This one goes clockwise, this one goes counterclockwise, and you'll loosen the top of the strut nut off. That's all said and done, you know what I mean? Usually works really great. When these are old as God's, like, I don't know, sin itself, you come up with other methods to achieve the same thing. Now what you need, vice grips. You get into here, and you put that fucker right there. You hold on to the strut, like just like so. Grab your trusty impact at 22, set it to lefty fighty. And voila. You have removed a strut. Only do that if you're getting rid of it. The rear should be a lot easier. These actually have a little thing to hold them, but we're gonna get something in there. 17 millimeter, half inch. Take that same 17. All of the things that hold it in. Oh. And it did drop. A lot. Now that I've dropped the suspension, let's go ahead and just start taking this off. So this thing has a little castle nut. Here's the cap that goes in it. The castle nut goes over the nut. There's a cotter pin that I pulled off right there. You pull that guy out, you pull that guy out, you pull this guy out. They don't like to play, so you kind of knock. Oh, my handbrake's not on. Okay, persuasion stick. Oh, you son of a bitch. Essentially, you just kind of play a game of go fuck yourself. I don't understand. It's just old and crusty. That jaunt was in there. Damn. Well, time for the persuasion stick again. I forgot about the whole subframe thing. You dick. It's really hot outside. So we've got the fuel pump and the new harness plug. Thank you, Frankie Furr. This man came to me again 12 years or 13 years later to hook me up with this Mark III harness plug. So the OG one looked like this. And so what I found out was the wiring color scheme on the Mark II harness is the same on the Mark III or Corrado plug. So I just cut them. I used a2resource.com just to verify that, or what these were, and then I found a Corrado plug harness diagram on the internet to verify that these colors are the same because they weren't in the same order. So, but anyways, so I spliced the harness really quick, and now we should have power. We're like this close to getting to start, but first, oil, gas, And yeah, I'm not even gonna let put coolant in it just yet. It's impressively hot. Look at the sun. Go away. We took the B5's battery and plugged it in. Now we just put the positive on for now, right? Fresh oil, and we checked the plugs. Plugs look good, gap looked great. All the oil was there. We took the AC compressor off and put a new serpentine belt plus the tensioner, and I backed out the screw all the way, so that thing is good to go. I found the intake in a box full of parts somewhere in the trunk, and the gas is done. So it looks like gas is in there. Oh, so now it's time to start the car and see what it does for the first time in 7 years. 8 years, 7, 8 years. All right, get on in there.
Where?
In the car.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting power to it. You ready?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yep.
You got lights and stuff?
163,000 miles, 929.
Hey, you want to turn the lights off?
Okay, I don't know how they turn off. Are they off now?
Click it over one. I did not hear the fuel pump do anything.
No, and I have no power now.
Really?
Yeah. Let me press everything down on the fucking fuse box and relays. Wow, you should see how old some of these relays are. But the fuel pump should still be priming.
It depends. I don't know if it's getting any fuel or if it's getting any electricity. I need to get that multimeter.
Yeah.
All right, let's see something really quick. This ground. It's beat to shit. Get rid of that nonsense. Whoever the fuck did that. That'll do something. And this is mega temporary. I'm just gonna plug this in, see if I get more voltage out of the trunk, or out of the fuel pump. Okay. Oh. You should have power now. We're gonna set that to DC for direct current. Okay, go ahead and switch on the power.
Power's on? I didn't hear anything.
I have the fuel pump off. I'm getting millivolts still. Wait a minute. The old pump is also getting the exact same millivoltage.
You know who you should call?
Ah.
Fucking Brill.
Yeah, I might have to phone a friend.
Explain the symptoms, because we are definitely getting power to the relay.
Car's still on?
Car's still on. We are getting power to the relay.
So this is the M harness on A2 resource. And what I should be able to do is test this for resistance. All right, fucking, let's see what happens now. No! Fuck! Yeah. All right, go ahead. Yeah. All right, stop. It needs to charge. God damn it. Oh my God, I have to be fucking strong for that.
Oh, it's smoking. Babe.
Pull it up.
No, the other thing's smoking. It's not the plug that's smoking, it's the fucking wires. It's hot as fuck to touch. Look, all that. The ground is fucked all the way to back there.
Oh. Okay, before we were just about to catch on fire.
Nope, something popped down here. I heard it.
You said something popped?
Yep, in the fuse box. I heard an electrical pop. I think the fuse blew.
Keys off?
Keys off.
We have a short. Watch this shit.
Oh my God. What was that?
All right, so here's the deal. This is what I was trying to do. I was trying to figure out why the fuse kept blowing at the fuse box by taking the 12 volt and skipping the entire harness and going directly to the pump and putting 12 volts to the pump and saying, okay, this is going to make the pump work, and if it doesn't, then there's something wrong with it, which is what we did. This is technically what we did. We identified that the pump was indeed at fault because it sparked the battery. If you do this yourself, please be careful, because the fuse exists for a reason, and I was being extremely stubborn and risky by just bypassing the fuse in the harness from the fuse box altogether. You will cook something like I did. We cooked like a solid 2 foot out of the harness that goes to the fuel pump from the body. And that could have caused a lot of damage anywhere along the way from the harness at the fuse box going all the way back towards the tank. So just like when you're doing this kind of stuff, just be really careful, because I don't want anybody to get injured, and we could have seriously gotten injured or caught stuff on fire or had to replace an entire harness. It is just a lot of risks, so just be careful doing that. Thanks, guys. Fucking pump is bad.
Could the pump be why?
It's shorted?
Yeah. Where'd you get the pump from?
Fucking eBay. This is a very, very important message to quality control check eBay parts. Here's the pump. Do you see the problem with the positive and negative leads? We almost blew up the Mark II. Because the contacts, so if you see it, when I had pulled this out the first time, I already unbent it and whatever, but when I pulled this out the first time, these contacts were touching. That's why that cable is all de-warped, or all warped and bubbly, because this was heating up in the tank. And essentially, the freaking pump almost lit the car on fire with 2 gallons of gas. Fucking ridiculous. I guess we do this another day. It's a new day. Day 4. I've been stuck behind this Mark II for ages. No food, water, or any sort of materials. Anyways, we're starting the fucking Mark II today. This thing got fried, and it was because, in this picture here, the contacts in the pump were touching together, and it literally was shorting in the tank. So I redid all the wiring for the most part, right? And I hooked it up to this 12 volt, and it built enough fuel pressure that it popped the line and sprayed all over my arm, which is now probably going to rash or I don't know, but it's very dry and sticky, and it feels gross. We're gonna put power in it. Mary, can you listen to the car and all that stuff to make sure it's like not doing anything weird?
It turned on. I heard the pump.
Do it again. Definitely primed.
Okay, you wanna go watch the front, make sure nothing blows up?
Yeah. All right, go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Wait, hang on a second. Incredible. All right, turn it off. We got it going. We got it going.
Success. It stinks.
Yeah, well, there's also no coolant in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Damn, babe.
I told you that exhaust isn't that loud.
Give me hugs, because that was a lot. This is a lot of pain.
We have a running Mark II.
I know.
And it was so much easier than B5.
Yeah,
If we wouldn't have had a stupid fuel pump, we would have had no problems actually at all. The only problem that this car caused was the fucking eBay pump.
I know, and you can all that.
The Mark II is a perfect engine.
Wow. So there you have it. We have a running Mark II. The problem is I definitely heard some chain slap, I think. And I don't really know because the last time I was trying to diagnose the Mark IV's chain, I couldn't get a good read just by out of sound.
It needs chains.
Yeah.
I've never done chains on this motor, and it has sat with oil in it for nine years.
So it's probably cracked, like the rings and shit. Or not the rings, the guides.
The guides are like petrified at this point.
Well, I think the first step would probably be that we get the suspension, the brakes, and all that stuff on.
We gotta finish. Yeah, we gotta finish the stuff we've started. The engine runs, and that is the most important part.
Yeah.
We still have to do the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
We need to drop the exhaust and put the new shift tower in.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do which is going to be, it has a factory O2A shift box. We're going to upgrade to the O2J shift box with a short throw. And then I'm going to drop in a
short shifter.
OEM Audi TT.
Oh, yeah.
Shift tower into the transmission. Since it's a VR6 transmission, should have the thick bar in it instead of the thin one, so I shouldn't have to get the adapter plate for the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I have one just in case. This car would have been starting yesterday except for whoever assembled the pump that we got.
Yeah.
Positive and negative were touching. So that's a lesson. Always check your fuel pump.
Or just quality check your own eBay shit.
Quality check all your parts. Mark II's great.
Yeah.
It does need a lot of TLC, floor pans at some point.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a couple year long project. Like there's a lot of things
That's
that.
fine. I'm gonna wrap it up because this video is an hour long. And we're ow. Yeah, nah. So yeah. Anyways, don't do anything that we're doing with fucking project cars. This shit is absolutely jarring my mental health. Anyways, so that's it for this video. We got it to run. We're gonna put all the parts together and show you guys what we came up with everything else we've collected over time. But yeah, that was the gremlin of getting the Mark II to run. So, see you guys on the next one.